Hi. How have you been? I trust that all is well with you. So today I just wanted to share some thoughts with you. They are not thoughts, but in my quiet time this morning, a few things came up. And once it blessed me, you know that your girls got you. I will share with you because I want us to grow together. And I'm going to carry as many sisters along as possible, especially for every sister that I am called to. My job is to serve you in every way possible so that you can realize everything that God destined when and had in mind when He formed you. This morning, I just wanted to bring your mind and attention to something. You know that we have like a month to end 2021, meaning that, well, by the grace of God, the year is about to end. And for most of us, I know that we have plans for 2022, maybe some things that we wanted to do this year, we were unable to accomplish all of them. Sometimes, some may have come to pass, some are still pending. What are your plans for 2022? I know that if you haven't, then you have to start now. Okay. If you haven't started making plans for 2022, you should have a plan on where the direction on which you want your life to take. Do you see? You cannot just be there and not plan to do anything. It won't just happen by default. Don't just let 2022 land on you. Make sure that you land in there and you're ready to conquer. Okay, but while you're planning what you want to do, maybe you have dreams, you want to set up a new business, you want to increase maybe your turnover for 2022, you want to venture into new areas, you want to diversify, or just anything else you want to do. Maybe you want to go back to school, so you're now thinking about which course to read, or maybe you want to get married next year. Hallelujah. It's a good thing. You want to get married next year. We all have dreams. And there's, like I keep saying, that there's nothing wrong with dreams. Somebody wants to go back to school. So somebody has a diploma. They think they want to go for a degree next year. Congratulations. You've applied. You haven't applied. They're all good dreams so that your life will be propelled forward. Okay. But while at it, there's something I just want to share with you that, you see, there are things that we may have done in the past ignorantly. And so we have struggled with the necessary resource that is required to execute some of these things. As children of God, or especially as a woman, we all have destinies. We all have things God would want us to do. There's a reason why God brought us here on earth. We all have purposes. I mean, nobody buys a strain or a knife and doesn't have a purpose for buying a knife or a spoon. Even God has a purpose for bringing us onto this planet. Now, somebody will say, but I don't exactly know what my purpose is and all that. That's for another day. You can email me or you can send me a DM. We can look at it later. But effectively, what I want to tell you is that for whatever you want to do in 2022, it should not just be random. It should not just be you and your ambitions. You and maybe just in your carnality, you want to buy a new car so you can be seen in a certain light, just to take the applause of men, instead of looking for the audience of one who is God. So whatever we are planning for 2022, I just want to say that we should seek God in it. And when I say seek God, it is not waiting till 31st and then showing up in church. No. And then it is not waiting till, sometimes I know that we can have some 2-3 days program into 31st, and then by 31st, 12 midnight, we are all excited. No. You've got to be intentional about it. You've got to be intentional about next year. And in fact, the whole decade, as a matter of fact. Let me share something with you. In Exodus chapter 3, verse 1. So just to give you a bit of background, this is Moses, who was married to Jethro's daughter. So effectively what it meant was that Jethro was Moses' father-in-law. This is after Moses had fled Egypt. And then he was married to Jethro's daughter. And Bible says that one of the days, so what, in the past, in their time, they liked to tend to flocks. Jethro had, he had a lot of money. He had flocks that Moses was tending to. Literally, he was like a shepherd boy to his father-in-law's flock. And Bible says in Exodus chapter 3 verse 1, it says that one day Moses was tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. So Jethro was also a priest, what we call a pastor or something, in this day. He led the flock far into the wilderness and came to Sinai, the mountain of God. Imagine, so he has flock that he's tending to, a shepherd boy who's taking the flocks to maybe go and graze or feed, and then he left them. He recognizes that, look, that I need to go and meet God somewhere. He came to the mountain of God. So you realize that there is intentionality. It wasn't that he was just passing and then by dint of random or luck, he decided that, look, let me go to the mountain of God. No. He left. To leave is to say, look, I know that I need to do this. I know that I need to go to the market. Or I know that I must do this. You've got to be intentional. Take some days off at work. If you need 3 days to go onto the mountain, because you see, it is a matter of destiny. Do you see? It is a matter of destiny. If you want to do destiny, if you see, he left, and let me just continue. So verse 2 says that there the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a blazing fire from the middle of a bush. Moses stared in amazement. Though the bush was engulfed in flames, it did not burn up. On that mountain, the mountain of the Lord, where Moses had gone with intentionality, where he left his flock and decided, no, I'm going onto the mountain of the Lord, where you must leave, take some days off officially. I'm not saying run away from work. It does not glorify God, but put some intentionality and say, look, I want to dedicate 2 or 3 days to go and wait on the Lord, to go onto the mountain of the Lord. Because I've got to hear him speak to me. Moses didn't go onto the mountain just to go and do small things. What I want to say is that in 2022, if you want to do big things, Moses was literally going to deliver Israel from Egypt. That's a big deal. He wasn't just going to buy just something to eat. No. The moment you decide that in 2022, that God is placing desires in your heart, the whispers of heaven are coming into your heart. You want to do big things. So you want to undertake social reformations, or maybe you want to now build a whole place for widows. You want to go into governance. You want to take the mountain of media for God. You want to do big things. If you want to do the little things, maybe just something to put body and soul together at home. You still want to live within that small salary, body and soul salary, then it's fine. But if you want to go and deliver Israel from Egypt, you're going to have to come onto the mountain of the Lord. It didn't say that Moses went onto the valley. No, there is a mountain. Mountains are high. It means that there is a climbing. Do you understand? There is a climbing. You have to walk a step, another step, keep climbing. It's painful. I'm sure Moses, as he kept climbing, he must be feeling some tiredness, some weariness in his thigh or legs, but he was determined. Sometimes we decide that we want to fast because we want to climb onto the mountain of God, and everything else is pulling us. Everything else is pulling us. Sometimes we want to climb because, you see, greatness is on the mountain. That's where you encounter the angel. The angel that gives you bigger vision. The angel that gives you the resource you need for that next level. Not the body and soul to one. So the higher dimensions of what is written concerning you in the volumes of the book. To bring it into manifestation, the things that are written concerning you in heaven, for the earth to receive expression of it, you've got to go to the mountain of the Lord. And going there is not easy. Like I said, Moses must have been feeling some pain in his knees as he kept climbing. Because you won't just hop onto the mountain. You climb onto a mountain. This is word for for somebody. You have to climb. You take a step, another step. Even if you don't feel like it, you're going to have to keep climbing. You're going to have to shed off a few things. You're going to have to keep climbing by shedding. Maybe there is anger that you would not need for delivering the people of Israel, for that big vision, the things you want to do for God, the way you want to see your life propelled and being a blessing to others. You are going to have to do some bit of forgiveness. I'm sorry. Because the angels got to meet you there and give you the resource and everything that you need. So you will climb the mountain, and it is painful. Somebody may have done something to you. They have not yet still said sorry till date. In fact, they don't even know that they know, but they've just decided, look, I'm not going to apologize. You have to do the forgiveness because you are climbing onto the mountain. That's what it means to climb onto the mountain. In pain, but you climb. I choose to forgive you. It's painful, but I'm climbing because I need to there is a mountain ahead of me that I need to climb. Therefore, I need to climb the mountain light. Thank you, Holy Spirit. If you want to climb the mountain, you cannot climb it with baggages. You cannot climb it holding. Imagine if you are climbing a mountain and you have a stone behind you. You have one bag in your left hand, another one, and there is another person who is climbing this mountain light. Who would get there faster? By all means, the person will get there faster because they are light. You know, the lighter they are, the easier it will be for them to climb. So you've got to shed off some weight. You've got to shed off some habits. You can't keep sleeping from maybe 8, 9 o'clock last night and then wake up at 6 a.m. anymore. No. I'm sorry. If you want to go onto the mountain to take big things, because like I said, angels appeared to Moses on that mountain because the assignment ahead of him was big. Bigger assignments, bigger visions, visionaries. You can't sleep like everybody else. In 2022, if you want to do big things, you're going to have to find books to read. Your eyes are sleepy. You have to take water and go and wash your face and come and read. You have to stop buying a few things because you have to save to attend that school. Save some money to go back for that training. In character, you've got to do better in character for 2022. Because if you want big things, that's the price. You have to climb the mountain light. Okay? So all I'm saying is that let's be intentional about wanting to climb the mountain and let's start shedding off the weight. Okay? And practically what you can also do is that take some time. Be intentional about it. Moses decided that let me leave this flock here, which was his comfort zone, and let me go meet God on the mountain of God. Okay? So decide that you're going to have to meet God on a certain mountain. And climbing that mountain is going to need some strategy. You're going to have to go light. So you've got to forgive. You've got to read some books. You've got to do something different. You can't do the same thing last year and expect results, bigger results in 2022. In 2022, I will see you there. I wish you well. There is a whole movement. And if you only avail yourself, you will be amazed at what God will do with you in every sphere of your life. In business, be it in economy, be it in the family life, across the mountain of media. All of the mountains, God is doing a lot with his people. But it will require some sacrifices. It will require some consecrations. It will require you have to wake up at some point to be praying. You can't just be a Sunday church member, go to church and we join in that corporate prayer. No, you've got to start your own prayer life. That's a mountain, and climbing it is difficult. But if you get to the top, that's where bigger things